Well, welcome, Karen Lungren. It is a pleasure having you here on the World Navigator.
Thanks. I'm super excited. I'm so honored to be the godmother of the World Navigator and be a part of this amazing trip and expedition.
So, Karen, you are one of 13 women who have conquered the 7 summits in the world plus one. What does that mean, and what does it mean to you?
So the 7 summits are the highest peak on each continent. So it's not necessarily the highest mountains in the world, because some continents might have 2 high mountains, but it's the highest mountain on every continent. And then there's some discussion about, is there 7 continents or 8 continents? Where are the plates that define the continents? So there's one additional summit, so it would be 8 summit.
Okay.
And so we did all 8 just to make sure it was legit. Yeah.
And what does that mean to you?
It means a lot to me. I did this project with my stepson, Jordan, and we had so many adventures together and shared so many challenges and learning and seeing beautiful places and beautiful cultures. And that is really special to share with your own kid.
Did you do all these in one fell swoop? How many years did this take?
We began this project and we thought we would do 1 summit a year. But we finished it in 5 years. So wow. There were a couple of years where we got more than 1 in.
How exciting. You said this was a project you and your stepson Jordan had. How does that happen? I can't imagine saying, hey, at dinner, let's go climb the 7 summits. How did that happen?
So Jordan came home from school one day when he was 8, and they had a mural at his school that showed all the 7 summits, and it showed how high they all were and where they were. And he came home from school one day and he said, Dad, Karen, I like to climb the 7 summits. And I was just like you were. I was like, oh, okay. Well, we had done enough adventuring and hiking, and we said, okay, you work on this project, we'll work on this project with you. We'll start one at a time, and we'll see how it goes. And at that time, I promised myself, we'll never take Jordan to a mountain where he's not ready. So we always make sure that he was prepared for what we were going to do. And then it began, and it turned into a 5-year project.
So how do you plan for that? How do you know you have the right training? Do you have guides with you? What's the process?
Yeah. Sometimes you need a guide. On Kilimanjaro, you need to hire a local guide to take you up. So we did that when it was required, and we went with ourselves whenever we could, because we felt like we could trust ourselves.
Wow.
And we researched enough so that we knew what we were getting into. And we did a lot of planning. I love planning. I love doing the logistics for things like that. And we did a lot.
So I understand on one of your adventure teams, you were in Ecuador and you adopted a dog?
So I was racing together with 3 Swedish guys. And the food they were carrying in their pack, what do you think it was? Swedish meatballs. So we were stopping to have some Swedish meatballs. And there was a dog, a stray dog from the town. He thought he would like some Swedish meatballs. They gave him, and he started following us.
Aww.
And we were hiking in some crazy terrain in mud, where like up to your knees in mud, and this dog just kept following us.
Aww.
Until eventually he kind of didn't know where he was, so he was going to just stay with us. We went from that leg on the race to a paddling leg. So we talked with the media guys when we were doing that transition to paddling, and we said, can you take the dog back to his town, because he's following us? Well, Arthur, the dog, he wanted to go paddling with us. So he swam, got in the boat with us. We gave him a team jacket because it started to rain. So he finished the rest of the race with us.
Oh, sweet.
And one of my teammates from Sweden adopted him
and took him home?
Took him back to Sweden.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So now you've been on the World Navigator. What has been your experience?
Well, this is the first cruise I've ever been on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And I was really excited to come and see where we were going and be a part of it by being a godmother, which was amazing. From the moment I came on board this ship, the staff has been amazing. They're so friendly. They'll take care of you. I mean, everything that you want, they're here to take care of you.
It's a real family on board.
It is a family. And
we really take care of each other.
Yeah, and it's such a small environment, so you see the same people, and it gives you a chance to meet people and talk to them, and everyone has a story, and everyone has some kind of kindred spirit. We all wanted to go to Antarctica.
Yeah.
So that kind of pathway leads to so many amazing conversations and stories that everyone brings to this.
Yeah, you really meet remarkable people on these cruises.
Oh, it's been,
Everyone has so many experiences they're bringing to this, and just the idea of seeing Antarctica or the Arctic, the adventures that this ship will take us on, is truly amazing. So the guests it brings on board are equally remarkable.
it's true. And you have the opportunity to talk to so many people and hear those stories.
Yeah.
And the ability to go into these small little fjords where we're going right now.
A tiny ship.
Yeah. And getting off and getting on the Zodiacs and seeing the wildlife and, close to the shores. It's, breathtaking.
We may have ruined you.
I think you have. I'm not sure I can go on another cruise, can I?
Or camping.
Or camping.
Glamping for you now. So it's been a pleasure having you here, and I've really enjoyed this interview. Now, life goes on. You're here on this wonderful ship now. But for you, what is your next adventure?
Yeah. I don't have an adventure planned yet. Being on this ship has given me some good ideas. And I'm just always on the lookout for something that looks challenging and interesting. And I think Atlas Voyages could be a really good impetus for going someplace really cool.
Well, thank you. It was wonderful having you here, and Atlas Ocean Voyages is very fortunate to have you be our godmother for the World Navigator. I want to thank you for being here today, and thank you for your time.
Thanks.
Thanks.